I'm very excited to welcome Arpit Kabra with us. He is currently leading the forensic audit division at C Kabra Associates. You are an expert in forensic audit.
Correct.
So we will understand about forensic audit, what are things which are evolving in this space.
Forensics means ability of a particular product to be used as an evidence in the court of law. How do you start doing forensics? अगर आप audits कर रहे हो, आप taxation कर रहे हो और आप दिन भर उसमें हो, आप forensics नहीं कर पाओगे.
Actually, what I feel is कि उसको fraudster की तरह सोचना पड़ेगा.
मुझे एक फोन आया एक स्पिरिचुअल गुरु का. उन्होंने बुलाया और उन्होंने कहा कि अर्पित आपकी मदद चाहिए. तो उनको मालूम है आप फोरेंसिक करते हो, हमको मदद चाहिए. मैंने क्या है बताइए प्लीज.
हाँ.
मिस्टर मेहता जी एक हैं, उनकी वाइफ सेपरेट होना चाह रही है. वो डिवोर्स केस है, हाई प्रोफाइल केस है. एलिमनी है ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड 483 crores.
You're one of the youngest Central Council Member of ICAI, and I just really admire you. How many initiatives which you are doing, you have driven.
Making sure that chartered accountants today are the best crop of professional when it comes to not only finance, audit or tax, but also say forensics, also information system audits. आंखों में आंसू है तो मुस्कान भी है, धागे में गांठ है तो संधान भी है. हर सिक्के के होते हैं दो पहलू. जीवन में अगर समस्या है तो समाधान भी है.
So let's dive into the podcast. Numbers may be universal, but the way in which how you use it makes a difference. It can break or transform industries. Today's guest has built his entire career at the crossroads of numbers, trust, and transformation. Today, I'm very excited to welcome Arpit Kabra with us. He is a chartered accountant, a company secretary, on board of multiple companies, as well as one of the youngest member in the Central Council of ICAI. He is currently leading the forensic audit division at C Kabra Associates. Arpit is also an investor. He has guided distressed companies. He has trained more than 3 lakh training hours and inspired thousands of professionals. Recognized internationally at the British Council, he is someone who is comfortable in boardrooms as well as comfortable in inspiring the next generation. Beyond his technical skills, Arpit is passionate about meditation, mental health, and really believes that CAs and finance professionals are much more than numbers. He is a believer that finance leadership must balance ethics, leadership, and humanity. So let's dive into the podcast and find more. First of all, thank you so much, Arpit, for coming in, and it really means a lot. See, what we are looking forward to learn from you today, two important areas, right? And learning from you more in your journey. You are an expert in forensic audit.
Correct.
So we will understand about forensic audit so that we can learn more, as well as what are things which are evolving in this space. You can share some interesting case studies.
All right.
Then we will also want to learn hugely from you. You are one of the youngest Central Council Member of ICAI, and I just really admire you. How many initiatives which you are doing, you have driven while you were in the Western region also, and now. So really learning from you and how's your experience, what all we can do as CAs, or even more than CAs, finance professionals at large. Let's tap into your expertise area of you inspire a lot of people. You have your own podcast to inspire younger generation. Both of us have the same shared objective.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm really looking forward for learning from you about your journey and forensic and about ICAI as you're so closely watching that.
Wonderful. I think thanks Nidhi, thanks for inviting me, and I've been wanting to do this for long.
Tell us, if you reflect upon your journey so far, what are some of the most defining moments or important milestones leading up to now?
People always say this: you have to sit back and write your story. Like for example, I never thought that. So I would become a chartered accountant first. I was very excited about IIT.
Acha?
Yeah, I'm a science student. So I've done my entire education has been science 11, 12. I love physics, and I am in totally awe of how people have explained things that are happening around us in words. See you, it's so difficult to do that, you know. It's one
तो
of the
फिर
most
what
hardest
happened?
thing. हाँ, फिर वो जेई का स्कोर अच्छा नहीं आया, and then I was just, I wanted to take a break, go to, you know, Kota and all, do IIT, पर वो करने नहीं दिया. I felt very bad, and suddenly I was in a very big class, 300 people learning accountancy, learning taxation, and it was crazy because, you know, they were actually mugging commerce as a subject. And I'm telling you, it is the most pathetic sight that a student would see. As a science student, I would now experience everything from a different perspective.
In fact, like logical, etc.,
Yeah.
rather than mugging. And then I can imagine your plight ki first time and understanding what happened.
निधि बैंक लिखो, लेफ्ट, ये राइट, ये ऐड होएगा, ये लेस होएगा, सब ऐसे सिखा रहे हैं. I'm like, what is wrong with these people, यार? And accountancy, I'll tell you, after a few, so I got a friend of mine from Jodhpur. He brought some brilliant skill sets of accountancy. You know, typically people from Rajasthan, you know, आपको मिलेंगे या गुजरात से भी या कहीं से भी, मतलब if they are able to express themselves, the most problem is they don't express themselves. But these
अगर
guys,
express कर ले तो बहुत अच्छा होता है.
yes.
So you did your studies in Bombay or?
Yeah, I did in Bombay. I did in Bombay. I came, so I was here. I was in RVG also, Rajasthan Vidyarthi Grah. I stayed. So chartered accountant करना है तो CA बनना है तो उधर ही कर लो आप. So for 2 years I was in RVG, and luck was by my side. I got some fabulous people there from different parts of the country, and सबके DNA में accounts और commerce भरा हुआ था, and they were all creative of the highest orders. Of course, RVG में all want to become a chartered accountant. There is hardly anyone you will find a failure. There is hardly anyone you will find that, you know, चलो समझो वो उतने टाइम फ्रेम में नहीं भी हो पाया, but you will do it later on. So one is of course that you become chartered accountants from that, and then coming to the question that, you know, you start loving commerce actually. You know, accountancy is such a balanced, see, nature is balanced, you know, everything is balanced in nature. So suppose if there is too much of construction that a mankind is doing, you will see flash floods happening, you will see what not happening, but it balances all. Okay? And then despite knowing that there is so much of hardships, there would be some or the other good things that would happen to those families. They'll feel very good about, and they will always run. One such thing is spirituality. You know,
you also believe in meditation, right?
I just follow spirituality, and I believe in the power of meditation. Guruji Ravi Shankar ji, Shri Ravi Shankar ji, has been a great influence on my life, and you know, he always says life is nothing. If you want to make sense out of something, it has to be nothing.
Sense out of nothing. It's actually so powerful. Even I believe it ki among especially, you know, the kind of high stress jobs all of us are, right? A lot of work, travel and everything. And there's something which can bring us to our, like in the whole purpose of where we are. I think meditation can bring.
Meditation is required. Nidhi, क्या है meditation में you will have to breathe consciously, nothing else. You just breathe consciously. अभी हम लोग सांस ले रहे हैं. In fact, I will request everyone who's watching you, सिर्फ अगर हाथ नाभि पे रखो आप और सांस लो. If you are doing this, जब आप सांस ले रहे हो और पेट अंदर जा रहा है और सांस छोड़ रहे हो और पेट बाहर आ रहा है, you are breathing wrong. क्योंकि जब आप technically or due to science, if there is something which is going inside, it should blow out. So हम क्या कर रहे हैं? तो हम छाती फुला रहे हैं, which is wrong. हमारा lungs फूलना चाहिए तो पेट फूलना चाहिए. So you should always breathe. And then when you are exhaling, so the stomach should go in. People don't know that because consciously, subconsciously होता जा रहा है, free में मिल रहा है. When COVID struck, ऑक्सीजन की जब कमी पड़ी तब हमको वैल्यू समझ में आई ऑक्सीजन की क्या वैल्यू है. But you know, nature balances everything out. Same as with accounts. You know, anything that happens, any transaction that happens, you will see a parallel effect. Double side effect आता है, balance होता है. Balance sheet is a true depiction of whatever has happened inside the story. So you see, this is beautiful actually, but no one appreciates this while they are learning. तो अब है ऐसे ही बैठ गया classes में. Thanks to some fellows, you know, these guys whom I met, they instantly realized, and so my father is also chartered accountant, so he ensured that one of his close friend's son, he teaches me a little bit of accounts, commerce and everything. he did a fabulous job. In fact, he was amazed कि मैं ऐसा सिखा सकता हूँ क्या किसी को. And I till date I always he's still he's working in a CA firm, and whenever I meet him मैं तो बोलता हूँ sir, it is because of you I've learned so much. He thinks that I'm pulling his leg, but yes. The best thing that happened to me when I stood elections. So the elections part.
Why? I think just say about the why, or like because a lot of people, right? I'm also a CA, right? मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा कि मैं CA के election में जाऊँगी. There are very few people who go into, because it's much more than your already profession business, what you are already doing, right? So what happened? What was the defining moment?
So becoming a student only made me come here. See, what happened was, there was one campaign which was going on, and I was part of that campaign, and I wanted to make sure this candidate wins, and I worked day and night very hard.
Acha, for the other candidate.
Yeah, and he was contesting. So अभी तक ऐसा हुआ था, legacy ऐसा बन गया था कि जो भी रीजन से सेंट्रल लड़ने जा रहे हैं तो बहुत कम लोग ही फर्स्ट टाइम में जाते हैं, और इतना इजी नहीं होता है. You need to have some different skill sets and all. So this candidate, so we just thought that he's an inspiring guy. He really helps all of us, and I think we should try and make sure that he wins. And we had some very tough competition then also. Of course, the elections are always tough. So, but that campaign made me work so hard and realize my potential. Usually if you are in a employment setup, when you are in a, so I came from a consultancy background, you tend to become carefree about all of these things, that how much do you know, what do you know, and you're in your own silo, and you feel you're on top of the world क्योंकि हाथ में कॉफ़ी रहता है, जब चाहिए कॉफ़ी मिल जाता है, लंच ब्रेक रहते हैं, लॉन्ग आवर्स रहते हैं, आप काम ही कर रहे हो और AC चल रहा है, मतलब you hardly know what is happening outside.
Exactly. And actually there is a particular framework, उसी में ही दुनिया समेट
बस
जाती
उसी में जाती है.
And is that the reason you shifted out of job to your this one, you're joining your own, starting on your own, or this was something else?
No, so this happened because of two people in my life, Avni, my wife, and my colleague Moksh. Both of them came and said, "Bhaiya yaar, ye theek nahi hai." Of course, Avni did not call me Bhaiya, but Avni comes from an entrepreneur family. She comes from a business family herself. And she said that, I don't think so. We are made for employment and all. You should not continue this. Probably you'll have to start something of your own. And she saw my lifestyle, which is very hectic then. Long hours of working in the night, and then, going back again. And somewhere you don't feel very happy about, because that lifestyle is very different, It's very artificial, I would say. Because the same people are found wanting when they are being tested for some life skills. But there, they feel they are on the top of the world. Why? Because they've got flights, they've got all access, rickshaw,
it's like
everything is there, driving, and all of the cars are there. But they don't realize, that's not the real life. Plus, they don't stand for anyone else. They're just standing for themselves. They're waiting, they're doing this. Because it's too hectic a lifestyle. There's a lot of competition, and really everyone wants to climb up one above the other, take that promotion and all that. So there has to be some sort of there has to be some sense in that madness. So because thanks to both of these, I stepped out and we started exploring the world of forensics. That was the biggest bet that I took in my life. And then you start working, or you not look back yet. But yes, a student is what defining a student. If you're a student, if you are ready to learn, and I'm sure you will be able to do something fabulous. It could be in anything. So taking example for elections, I never decided I would contest an election. I never prepared for it. In fact, the year in which I first contested election, people start from almost a year back, say maybe Feb, March also. December is when the election happens. I decided in July, August, I filled up the form. And that too at a time when one of my very dear friend was already standing for elections. We go long back, we were together, and he has done some fabulous networking. He's got a great, but only thing that lacked was his ability to execute stuff.
Got it.
Or implement things, which I felt that probably I'm doing it much better. But of course, he was never the competition. It was like, let's go through the grind. I mean, he was long back in that race, because he's been preparing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Again, part of the same campaign, contesting and all of that. But this thing that let's do it, and then you start learning, then you start meeting people. The best thing that happened was you reached out to the entire fraternity.
Actually, that is something which is amazing, na? Where you were in silo,
Yeah.
किसी के साथ में इतना connect नहीं था. From
Correct,
there
no,
to zero to then meeting everyone, right?
And the best, and see, people embrace you then. So you have to just cling to someone. And of course, I'm telling you, there are people who love optimism. They like constructive ideas, and if your intentions are clear, I think that'll make sure. So my first selection we got through.
Wow.
Was
You have summed it up very beautifully in terms of your life journey so far.
Right.
And wishing you amazing next many decades to come. Now we will let's deep dive into forensic.
Absolutely.
And explain forensic to a layman. Actually, मैं CU but इतना घुसी नहीं हूँ forensic area में, और कोई भी for that matter. Explain forensic. What do you mean by forensic audit? And first time you get a company or किसका करना है, what exactly you see? 2-3 things.
One thing is for sure, I told you, the thing that has defined most of my part of my life professionally and personally is you've been a student. One such moment came when we were a student and we were just given an opportunity to investigate something. By the way, let me tell all of you that forensics is never an audit. Forensics is always an investigation or an accounting. Okay?
Oh.
So you account for evidences. Forensics means ability of a particular product to be used as an evidence in the court of law. So anytime you are doing any forensic, you are finding something so that it can be used as an evidence in the court of law, and you'll have to therefore abide by all those regulations that are must to be it could be anything that could be admissible as a evidence in the court of law. Okay. So one of the cases that we got was at that time, way back in 2016. In 2016, LCs and all were happening like huge numbers. So letter of credits were there, and financial information and all pro forma invoice ke upar people used to keep on taking LCs and all. These are all. So there are two kind of limits. Whenever there is a borrowing done, so one is a फिक्स लिमिट दैट कि ये मेरा इतना लिमिट है तो टर्म लोन ले लिया आपने, ऐसे ले लिया. और दूसरा होता था कि विच इज नॉट फिक्स, विच इज लाइक एक आपको एक स्लैब दे दिया था बेस्ड ऑन द इनवॉइसिंग, कितना बिजनेस है उसके बेसिस पे कितना भी ले सकते हो, एंड यू कैन कीप ऑन टेकिंग हाउ मच एवर दैट यू वांट. सो इन दैट बैंक गारंटीज, एलसीज, ये सब आते थे. एंड देन देयर वाज टीमिंग एंड लीडिंग, मतलब कि अगर आपने एक को इनवॉइस किया, उसने उसी के बेस पे दूसरे को किया, दूसरे को तीसरे को किया, चौथे को किया, तो सबके पास टर्नओवर दिख रहा था. ठीक है. और वही एक ही क्रेडिट बार बार यूज हो रहा था. एक परचेज कैन बी यूज मल्टीपल टाइम्स. सो ऑल ऑफ दिस वाज हैपनिंग. ठीक है, प्रैक्टिकल है, बहुत बार जरूरत भी होती है, गवर्नमेंट इकोसिस्टम वैसा होता है. बट देन थिंग्स स्टार्टेड चेंजिंग वंस बिग फ्रॉड स्टार्टेड कमिंग इनटू पिक्चर. सो थैंक्स टू द डर्टी डजन, सो 12 अकाउंट ऐसे आइडेंटिफाई हुए जो बहुत ही मतलब दे आर एब्सोल्युटली दे हैव गॉन हेवायर. ठीक है. तभी तक तो नीरव मोदी वगैरह आए नहीं थे, हम तो उसके पहले की बात कर रहे हैं. अब उसमें ये मालूम पड़ा कि द मनी दैट वाज इन्वेस्टेड और व्हाट वाज बोरोड बाय द पार्टी वाज नेवर यूटिलाइज्ड फॉर द पर्पस इट वाज एक्चुअली ग्रांटेड. गॉट इट. सो मतलब पहले उसने लोन भी लिया और उसने जो पर्पस बोला उसको भी क्लैरिफाई नहीं किया क्या पर्पस है, मिसयूज करे फंड्स के, फंड मिसयूज करे, और फिर उसको एवरग्रीनिंग भी करते रहे. क्योंकि क्या हो गया कि एक बहुत बड़ा इकोसिस्टम बन गया कि मतलब सो आप सोच नहीं सकते हो वैसी 5-6 पार्टीज एक दूसरे को ही लोन दे रही है ताकि बैंक का एनपीए ना हो जाए. तो बहुत सारे बैंकर्स भी बीच में इसमें फंस गए कि यार हम कैसे बचाएं. और ये सारा का सारा खेल था थोड़े बहुत कंसल्टेंट्स का, जो अच्छा खासा इनकम कमा रहे थे क्योंकि उनको कमीशन मिलता था परसेंटेज बेसिस पे जितना भी ये लोन फंड्स कराओ. उनको बोलते थे नॉन फंड बेस्ड लिमिट्स, NFB. एक फंड बेस्ड हो गया, नॉन फंड बेस्ड हो गया. तो अब वो लोग ये कराते जा रहे थे, ये लोग भी मज़े ले रहे थे, सामने वाले क्लाइंट को भी लग रहा था ठीक है यार क्रेडिट पीरियड मिल रहा है, क्या दिक्कत है. तो ये पूरा बबल बनता गया. इट ऑल बिकेम वेरी लार्ज. बैंकर्स उसमें फंस गए कि हम करें तो क्या करें इसमें. सो दिस मैडनेस वाज नॉट स्टॉपिंग. और फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ, वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट केसेस दैट वी डिड इज वी एक्चुअली वेंट एंड आइडेंटिफाइड वेदर रियली एक LC थी. LC के पीछे प्रोफॉर्मा इनवॉइस था. प्रोफॉर्मा इनवॉइस पे हमने देखा कि and it caught attention of one of our article actually कि सर ये जो नंबर है जो गाड़ी का नंबर बता रहे हैं ये मैंने और भी जगह देखा है. तब उन्होंने देखा कि कितने, तो बहुत सारे हमको LC पेपर्स मिले, बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स मिले जिसमें सेम नंबर मिला. और फिर जब वो सैंपल टेस्ट किया गया तो आप समझ लो 100 200 मतलब टन के HR कॉइल्स बाइक पे जा रहे हैं.
ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है.
That number turned out to be of a bike, a two-wheeler or a three-wheeler tempo. और HR coil मतलब one of the most heaviest thing.
Exactly. So it's all fraud.
Yeah, तो वो तो साफ दिख गया कि ये सारे डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. और ये होता भी ऐसे था कि जो सामने वाले बनाते भी थे, जो ये पूरी चेन बनी हुई थी, एक वैल्यू चेन बना हुआ था जो उसमें they will keep on giving. So point is, therefore we were given a small mandate. उस समय forensic ऐसा word नहीं हुआ था, but it was a small mandate to please identify. नहीं तो otherwise there would have been huge problem for one of the senior banker. तो he said कि we want to protect, and उसमें क्या हुआ, नीचे तक सबके सब everyone were on the firing this radar. Thankfully we worked all of that. We did a good amount of exercise. We created evidences. We did a lot of field work. We went to those small places. We found out there are no offices, no boards, no nothing, and then you submitted a report. With that, based on that report, these people are saved. Those people were taken to the task. That account was classified as NPA, and what not happened then? Suddenly, we were given almost maybe around 20-30 more assignments. Not only this, but across other banks also.
Wow.
So we became like a pro banker kind of a forensics guy, that we are trying to bring out evidences what they were blindfolded into, and they were forced into giving loans or non-fund based limits. But of course, there are always both sides. There would have been, it takes two to tango. But that is what is forensics. So forensics means anything that is happening wrong. And so I have, so since a chartered accountant, I would only specify, or I would only specialize in financial frauds, where there is finance, there is audit trail, and there is a huge, and it can be picked up by very, very easy statistics.
Got it.
Our biggest challenge came in when we were working on very large group company. They had 4 set of books of account. So the income tax raided them. They unearthed 4 set of books of account. Then they were given to this bank. So income tax say it is picked up by a bank. Bank say it goes to the CBI, and then all of this start working around it. What happened was we had to give some hardcore evidences. Now the best part was, for the client, for the borrower, was their data, since they were taken by the income tax, they were very easy in saying that we don't have any data, we can't give you anything. Without a data, how will I give you?
So how did you do that?
Yes. So then that is where the banking ecosystem becomes a very important.
Got it. So banks say differently.
So you start taking bank statements from all the places. You start taking papers, all the files, all the archives, and you start arranging them in an order. Probably all of the time that they would have given their stock statement, their receivable statements, and whatnot XYZ for availing these loans would have been there. Balance sheets would have been there. That is how we constructed everything. I remember there were 36 bank accounts. So there were 36 bank accounts. Every year, monthly, they would have something around thousands of entries. So for a year, they would have 12,000 plus entries. And for 8 years, we did this exercise.
Wow.
So you can imagine the kind of data analytics we would have done there.
Exactly. Actually, on this point, an interesting shift how AI is helping us, especially the machine learning, right? In terms of your fraud detection or pattern recognition.
Right.
So how much you have now using these machine learning and advanced AI techniques in the forensic?
In forensics, I would still say that natural intelligence prevails. The artificial intelligence till date is not impacting a huge thing. It is actually a destructive force actually, But
Destructive?
Yes, so AI क्या हो रहा है कि AI is used to create things to be shown that these are real. AI has, so today if you see AI, anyone who's using AI is largely for creating regenerative AI. LLMs are there, of course, but that they don't have any set of meaning here in this. But what is happening with one tool? So actually automation is something which is more important. So for example, Power BIs are much more helpful for us. We've got an entire tool that we've made, which is based on a wonderful VB script, and a very simple it's a very simple tool. But what it does, it just takes all the bank accounts and makes a circle. It makes a web of those accounts, and it then with amounts, with quantity, with names, with dates, it tries and strings them.
Understood. So from one to other.
वो सांसों की माला बन जाती है.
So like one transaction moving to other transactions and all.
तो कैसे होता है कि, and it is very exciting, I have to just feed in all of this. I have to first train this. So it's like an LLM. But before that could have come, we've done this actually earlier. ChatGPT OpenAI की पहले से हम लोग ने एक छोटा सा it's a very small program that you can actually train. So Power BI को आपने लेके आपने उसको you've given them instructions of what you have to do. So you have to find out in almost all the transactions, if you add up amounts in a span of 3 days, and if that total comes to a amount which is on a similar month of a particular day or another bank statement, please start linking them. इतना सिंपल. मतलब यहाँ से अगर मैंने 10 करोड़ लिए हैं, 10 करोड़ को मैंने 2 करोड़ 5 करोड़ और
कहाँ डाला है, और इंडिया से बाहर भी जा सकता है,
और फिर यहाँ से. So I'll tell you, in the case that I was telling you, we found out in a single day, Nidhi, in a single day, and this is something super efficiency of the borrower. I'll tell you कि वो बंदा मतलब कैसे उन्होंने ये किया होगा. In a single day they had 18 transfers. मतलब एक कंपनी से अमाउंट स्प्लिट होके 4 जगह गया. वो 4 जगह से और गया, फिर एक जगह कंसोलिडेट हुआ, फिर उसने एक बड़ा कॉर्पोरेट एक्शन दिखाया. It became part of another big deal, and then it comes back. 18 transactions
in one day.
Just imagine, मतलब एक आदमी बैंक में खड़ा ही था चेक लेके, जैसे ही वहाँ से वहाँ हो गया ये लो, वहाँ हो गया ले लो, ये ले लो, ये ले लो. How is it possible in one? आप बैंकिंग आवर्स आपके पास है कितने, 9 से 4, उसमें आप कैसे करोगे ये सब?
पार्टनरशिप्स रहती है उनकी, फिर obviously they would have like insiders. Exactly.
तो इतना मेहनत अगर ये लोग बिजनेस में कर रहे होते हैं तो कितना बढ़ गया, सोचो.
बट उनको ऑब्वियसली अच्छा ये नहीं बताया आपने, तो कंपनी का नाम नहीं बताया और वैल्यू नहीं बताई, कितने करोड़ों का आपने फॉरेंसिक किए.
वो नाम तो ऑफ कोर्स नहीं बता सकते हम लोग, बट इट्स इन अ पब्लिक डोमेन एंड यू विल गेट टू नो. C Kabra Associates सर्च करोगे, अर्पित काबरा सर्च करोगे, तो यू विल गेट ऑल द फोरेंसिक दैट वी डन. इट विल ऑल पब्लिक डोमेन में आ ही जाता है. बट चूंकि दीज इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्टिल ऑनगोइंग, I cannot be biased enough to give them a color by saying that ये इस entity का उस entity का. That's okay. But this is an important case study for all of us to learn. In fact, forget that. So let me tell you first that for all the people कि forensics के break कैसे मिल सकता है. So as a chartered accountant, you can always. But only thing is you have a different. It's a different bent of mind that you need to develop on how do you start doing forensics. अगर आप audits कर रहे हो, आप taxation कर रहे हो और आप दिन भर उसमें हो, तो आप forensics नहीं कर पाओगे.
Actually, what I feel is कि उसको fraudster की तरह सोचना पड़ेगा. In terms of mind.
You'll have to do that. You'll have to step in. But what I'm trying to tell you is you have to free yourself. While you are doing 10 different things, you cannot say I will do forensics also.
It's a focus.
A super specialization. It's a huge focus area. मतलब for example, when I wanted to do or when I started doing this, I did not do a single task in my office.
Got it.
In fact, my dad charged rent for me to sit in that office by saying तुम कुछ काम तो कर नहीं रहे हो.
तो forensic कर रहे हो, तो पैसे दे दो.
So वहाँ पर तो it was still in line. मतलब ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम तो सिर्फ अभी charitable काम कर रहे हैं. We're just helping someone to get rid of all of this. वो तो बाद में जाके engagements बने.
Got it.
So these were not assignments first of all. These were only. So in fact, I would suggest therefore, if anyone who wants to take a hit at something new, should always first become a learner.
Yes. And what I believe is like learning is important for everything.
आप आर्टिकलशिप करो ना, हमने आर्टिकलशिप में तभी आपको सीखने को मिलता है.
Yes, exactly.
है ना? नहीं तो आपको क्या मालूम रिटर्न्स क्या होते हैं, क्या होता है.
मतलब आर्टिकलशिप पीरियड मुझे लगता है मेरी लाइफ का तो सबसे बड़ा फर्स्ट लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस तो वही था.
Okay.
3 years of
Absolutely.
articleship सबकी.
And that differentiates and that sets aside a chartered accountant in much stronger league than all other professionals today in this country, which these new people don't understand. They feel articleship is a burden. No, I don't know why do you want to even reduce that period of articleship. It was a 3-year period. It is decently enough. यार आप सोचो निधि, you are about to handle the lifeline of an individual.
Yes.
As a chartered accountant, you are out in the market. The government has recognized you that you will file returns for them, you do audit for them, you will actually work with their
सारा
finances.
मनी मैनेजमेंट तो कर रहा है. Seriously.
How can you without articleship or how can you without an exposure claim that yes, I am just because I'm a CA I can do this? No.
But this is my problem, and now when you are a central council member, how do we change this behavior? Because to be honest, Arpit, the kind of quality of talent which was earlier when the CAs were getting cleared, now there is, at least with the freshers, I see a gap. There is, of course, it's not a general statement, like I'm not saying everyone is same, but if I see at an overall level, over the years, it has made a difference. What we are really looking forward, right? I'm sure you're doing a lot of things कि यार तुम पहले अच्छे से training करके आओ, मतलब
It is must, yaar. It is must.
It's a must, and even in the, I would say how the quality of the talent is, we really need looking forward to upskill them, upgrade them. What's your view? Matlab, this is where I see a gap, especially now if you look, only apply the lens of say forensic or for that matter any other complicated field. What's your message? One message would you want to give people, right, who are in the journey to develop?
Council member, I've got a, the way we work is, you've got portfolio.
Yes.
Just like ministers have MLAs and MPs have their portfolios, we've got our own portfolio.
So what's your portfolio?
Yeah, so my portfolio is Digital Accounting Assurance Board.
Wow.
It's a board which is one of the most futuristic boards of this country. Does functions which people are only thinking about, and we are already implementing it and executing it at a very, very advanced level. And we are making sure that chartered accountants today are the best crop of professional when it comes to not only finance, audit or tax, but also say forensics, also information system audits, also anything on technology, crypto, blockchains, whatnot. So that is DAB. Second I have is a startup and MSME.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about this startup MSME. Modi ji, therefore, has done something spectacular in, giving the Indian MSME sector a huge growth potential now.
That is
because
correct.
everywhere the made in India, make in India, and all of that is moving ahead. And you'll be amazed to figure out our chartered accountants. So look at the statistics. We have 4 lakh CAs, 4,30,000 CAs, of which 1,50,000 are in practice as per the latest database. Of which 1,35,000 people have been filing returns of income and all of this. So I'm assuming the rest would be in business or industry. Okay? And there are over 1.4 crore MSMEs. Recently, I was in Lucknow with Yogi Adityanath ji. This man, he's got a powerful aura, no, undoubtedly, but he spoke for almost 40 minutes. He did not refer a paper. And he remembered every district of UP and what it is specialized for. So they've started a product called as one product, one district, one product.
Got it.
That is so powerful, Just imagine everyone who is based on, it's a rural agri industry or someone who is actually making life out of it. यार आप उनको एक्नॉलेजमेंट दे रहे हो, आप उनको प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हो, आप उनको बता रहे हो कि एक्सपोर्ट करो. अभी वेरी सून वी आर हैविंग अ बिग export exhibition in Noida, and they've especially invited ICAI into it. So ICAI is playing a massive role in handholding these MSMEs. 96 lakh MSMEs in Lucknow, in UP, and over 1.3 crore. It's a small number, but what I'm trying to tell you is they have not yet been served by a chartered accountant.
Wow, these numbers are big. 96 lakhs.
आप तो ना सिंपल सा है, मैं तो ना आप just take 1 crore as a number, 1 crore or 1.5 lakh CAs.
Wow.
If I were to even distribute this chartered accountants 3 generations will not be able to serve all the MSMEs.
Yes, so you were telling me about कि यूपी में 96 लाख MSMEs हैं जो अभी तक सर्व नहीं हुए हैं, CAs वगैरह उनको मतलब there is a gap to be bridged, right?
So what we've done is, finance, accounting, technology, human resource, operations, management. So we've given a term called as Fathom. Fathom to MSMEs. Let's fathom for MSMEs because these people are the ones who will actually grow our economy from core within. Okay? And come what may, come what happens to this country, they are still surviving. You see that. And they are the ones who are the most marginalized people also. क्योंकि उनको कोई देख ही नहीं रहा है, उनकी ग्रोथ पे कोई बात ही नहीं कर रहा है. Rest, you'll see the divide has increased. The rich has become extremely rich, well as the poor are just staying very poor and poor. So somewhere to bridge this gap, MSMEs will have to make a huge impact. Coming to this, so this is my portfolio, and I also have some other portfolios like exam committee, estate development directorate. We believe every district, so just like Amazon serves to almost 98% districts of the pin codes of the country, ICAI wants to have a reading room for the students across so many pin codes in the country. So that is the dream of the ICAI, that we want to set up as many, because reading rooms are the most critical and the most crucial things for a student to become a chartered accountant. घर पे पढ़ाई नहीं होती, सबको मालूम है. Classes में भी पढ़ाई नहीं होती, वो भी मालूम है. It is all about how this person actually starts training himself in a library.
It's like a library. When you say reading room, it's like a library, right?
It's like a library. Unfortunately, what is happening today is, as I told you, at CA we are enjoying this legacy. We are enjoying a goodwill because of our forefathers who were whatever they did, they contributed to the society.
Yeah.
They were practicing Cs and all. But आज आप देखोगे, so you'll see most of these people want to go into industry. Most of these people want to become employees in organization. This degree actually is an employer. It makes you become an employer. It actually enables you to employ other people. Every CA office will at least employ 10 to 15 people. And the DNA and the skill set that is imparted to you, you can do something great as a chartered accountant. But अगर ये ट्रेंड चलता रहा, so after 5 years, 10 years, people not be very thankful to chartered accountant. People will not, जो ये legacy है CA की, वो legacy उतनी नहीं रहेगी. आज MBAs की इतनी legacy नहीं है, क्यों? क्योंकि वो employees हैं.
Yeah.
They are not developing, they are not generating, they are not creating something. We are actually partners in nation building. क्यों? Because we are actually helping all of these people. जैसे MSME मैंने आपको बताया. तो I would suggest all people, all these chartered accountants who are in employment, till the time you sorted it out is okay, but if you think really, come back to entrepreneurship. मैंने तो आपको बताया MSMEs. Then if you start focusing on, like for example, let me tell you about the forensics framework. Regulators में बात करें तो RBI, SEBI, SFIO, CBDT और CBIC, मतलब 4-5 फोरेंसिक्स कराते हैं. फिर उसके नीचे आ जाओ आप एजेंसीज, तो उसमें आप देख लो CBI, ED, what do you call that, EOW of state police. ये सब के सब फोरेंसिक्स कराते हैं. मतलब आपको these people, so if wherever you are as a chartered accountant, you can actually go to these places. अभी तो NIA, narcotics, NCBs जो हैं, ये सबको भी जरूरत है finance trail के लिए. There's a huge opportunity.
Actually,
there.
that's the point which you mentioned, right? कि हर जगह finance involved है.
Correct.
कोई भी फ्रॉड करेगा उसमें और फाइनेंस और फॉरेंसिक है. अच्छा, नाउ इट ब्रिंग्स मी टू एन इंटरेस्टिंग वन. यू शेयर्ड एन एग्जांपल फ्रॉम बैंक्स.
Oh yes.
बट टेल मी समथिंग मोर फॉरेंसिक अपार्ट फ्रॉम बैंक, समथिंग मोर.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ एक बहुत एक्साइटिंग एक प्रोजेक्ट जिस पे हम काम कर रहे हैं. मुझे एक फोन आया एक स्पिरिचुअल गुरु का. अच्छा. ठीक है. उन्होंने बुलाया और उन्होंने कहा कि अर्पित आपकी मदद चाहिए, क्योंकि हमको मालूम है आप फॉरेंसिक करते हो, तो हमको मदद चाहिए. मैं बोला क्या है बताइए प्लीज. तो उन्होंने बताया कि मिस्टर से एग्जांपल मेहता जी है. तो मिस्टर मेहता है.
मिस्टर मेहता जी एग्जांपल.
अभी क्या करें अभी. तो मिस्टर मेहता जी एक हैं, उनको उनकी वाइफ सेपरेट होना चाह रही है. वो डिवोर्स केस है, हाई प्रोफाइल केस है, एलिमनी है ऑलमोस्ट अराउंड 280-300 करोड़. तो इतना बड़ा एलिमनी का चल रहा है. तो ये आपको इनको हेल्प करना है. तो मैंने कहा कि विमेन को या मेहता जी को. तो उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं मेहता जी को, वो हमारे शिष्य हैं. ओहो, फिर गुरु शिष्य वाली बात है ना. तो उन्होंने कहा ठीक है. तो उन्होंने ये बताया कि फिर क्या रीज़न है. तो पहले तो इनको फोर्टिफाई करो. पहले तो इनकी फाइनेंस देख लो, इनका पर्सनल देख लो, सब कुछ fortify कर लो, क्या क्या है क्या नहीं है, उसके शील्ड बना लो. फिर उसके बाद ये देखना है how can that alimony be reduced. And that can reduce in some multiple scenarios. One of the scenarios is if it figures out that she's on the erring side. It is not, the divorce is not happening because of this man, which she's claiming that this because of this man's lifestyle हम लोग का ऐसा सब हो रहा है. उन्होंने कहा कि ये ऐसा ऐसा है, तो बताओ आप. So we had to find out some evidence, hardcore evidence of cheating by the women. ठीक है.
Okay, so from finance you moved into that kind of a forensic check.
Just imagine.
Seriously, I can't imagine that you are doing this or your team.
So I'm saying chartered accountants are relevant in almost every spaces. Now you have to find out. So this is more like a PDA kind of a role, not public display of affection, but private detective agency role.
Oh, so what happened then?
So then you figure out. So अब क्या हो रहा था? They had a very so this girl who was dating the other guy. He himself was a very smart finance professional, and he was a very smart guy, top level in a C-suite and all that. And he had maintained really very tight, watertight and everything. So nothing was happening. One fine day, and this was done by one of our interns in our offices. A very sharp intern. She said that, sir, can we go once to this this person's home, the C-suite guy home, that the lady whom she's dating. Like, what will happen? Maybe we'll find some evidences. Well, fine, let's go. So we went there. And then suddenly she started behaving in a weird manner that I'm not able to get network here.
The wife?
No, my intern.
Oh,
we were all there. We were interviewing them in that place. We were interviewing all of them, and so he lives in a good penthouse and all. So upar se niche, these people were looking for some evidences here and there, which actually is not allowed. But we took their permission. For hygiene purposes, let us do this. Fine. Suddenly this guy had to go for a call, office call. So he went. That lady was there, Mr. Mehta's wife, Mrs. Mehta was there, and we were all there. Mr. Mehta was also anyways irritated about whatever we were doing. Suddenly what happened is this girl, this intern in our office, she started behaving very errantly. Ki, I'm not getting network here. What is this? I have to connect this. I have to send this file. I have to send this photo. Nothing is here. All good and all. Madam is right. I don't know why sir is, So she started playing that good cop, bad cop thing. Okay? So I was the bad cop. She was making me look bad. And then she started siding with the female, Mrs. Mehta. And then she said, Madam, ye ho nahi raha hai. Do you have the Wi-Fi to this or something? Or can I use your phone to send network? She took the phone. Now, for example, if you are going to a place for the first time, you have admitted that you've never been here earlier. Okay? Is it possible that
you will have the Wi-Fi?
That's it.
So she had the Wi-Fi?
That's it. The moment she started Wi-Fi, it got connected to the network instantly. And the best part of Wi-Fi is there's always a small memory in the Wi-Fi ecosystem. So wherever that you would have exchanged over a Wi-Fi, you can always trace it back. Just like a printer has a small memory, even the modems have a small memory. She was smart enough. She simply planted one small program and got access to the modem, got all the data out, and their entire explicit photographs, this and that, the super evidences, all were available. And that we presented before we could go to the court of law. Out of court settlement in the darbar of Guruji happened. Mr. Mehta ji was like very good, happy and all. See, these people, therefore they help in different manners, So these forensics help you a lot. So for example, socially we do a lot of things. So forensics are required now in case of drugs overall and all. There also you will need a lot of forensics. You need to tie up whether really your funds are used to procure drugs or not. If that is a big quantity. So NCBs are playing, and investigative agency. There are some cases with ED which handles so a lot of prostitution claims and all that come. So their monies are involved. So anywhere there is finance involved, anywhere there is a huge this is involved. For example, one of the cases that we did, it's a national asset of this country, which is funded by a agricultural asset of another country. So we were all inspecting or investigating the source of these funds.
Yeah.
How come an agricultural company is investing almost 1,200 crores, 1,500 crores in a 12,000 crores in a Indian asset. Okay, and that too an asset which is into power generation. What have they to do in this and all? When we went back, that led me to go back to say 2-3 more countries, and finally we found out that there's a huge so the entire source of funds from a large abduction and a prostitution racket that was being carried out in London, and we freed a lot of girls there, who were trafficked from all across the country, and we almost 800 crore is worth of cash was seized there, and that led me to also get the British Parliament International Excellence Award in the British Parliament.
That is what it's. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you. And actually, it's about making so much difference, right?
Yeah.
With the work of forensic, you are making a difference. Wow, forensic has so much potential. I think the advice to people is like go out there, try out forensic. No, that's not the point.
Hear it out. You should know both sides of the story. Thrice I've been threatened with my daughter that maybe you'll not be able to see her. Multiple times I've been threatened that I may not even fly out to my home back. Once I have been flown during the time of COVID to an undisclosed location, and God knows how we've come back from there. One asset that we were investigating in Kashmir before 370 and all of this happened, we were given an ultimatum and that happened because somehow you need to be very strong with your people skills. Just because you cannot be arrogant about your knowledge of forensics.
Yeah.
You have to be very humble. You have to adjust yourself, and you have to be
mix with the people.
Most of the time, in Durgapur when we went for a forensic, one gentleman when we came for an interview, he sat with his revolver on the table.
Yeah, that's what I've seen in Gorakhpur also. But I can imagine that it will be like you have that fear, right? वो आपके सर पे ही अगर आके उसने वहाँ पे साथ पे रख दिया करो
negotiation. Kashmir was a nightmare because if not for that one flight, if I would have missed it by maybe around 3 or 4 minutes, I would have never come back to Mumbai. Because that they would have. Because they were about to seize the entire city, the Article 370.
Yeah, exactly. That was the time.
And the promoter whom we were investigating was also a notorious person. And no police, no nothing could come to the rescue there for a insignificant person like me. So it becomes very, very difficult sometimes. So you have to be people friendly. You have to be
gutsy.
Soft skills. You have to be very smart. You have to have a very you cannot just like an auditor. हम auditor है, हम जा रहे हैं, हम कर रहे हैं.
Forensic में auditor नहीं चलेगा.
आप auditor नहीं हो, आप accountant हो. आप investigator हो. And you have to be always under the shadow, because you'll be most of the time, see, when you're investigating someone, he has made something really worthwhile money, and he's worth his salt in this country, that he's done such a big thing that you are now investigating. So you are nothing in front of those people because they've achieved so many heights.
And they would have a lot of money, see, for everything, right? Money, power.
Therefore, they would have come to this extent.
Yes.
It's not like that. So that is what is important, and I really believe, if in all of these industries, in all of these departments and all of these ministries, if we start having at least 5 to 6 chartered accountants, we'll have great transparency, we'll have a great strength, we'll have a great agility, we have a great knowledge and acceptability.
That's correct. So this is very nice, and thank you so much for sharing your interesting take on entire forensic. I think forensic is for the person who is like, you can really add a lot of value, but you need to have guts, and the point which you shared is a great amount of soft skills. Then only you can be successful. So now moving on to the something which is very, very important in your current role, right? As a CCM.
Yes.
And 2 questions from everyone, one for anyone who is in finance as a professional.
Right.
Can you give 2 or 3 ways in which they can take benefit from ICAI?
Oh yes.
2 or 3, top 2 to 3, and which something which people are not even aware of it.
Nidhi, very good question. We don't today in Bombay, or I don't know in anywhere other country also. We are educated. We think that we are aware about so many things, but we are absolutely very, very, very ignorant.
Short memory.
We don't know what to do with our leaders. We don't know what to ask our leaders. We don't know what is. So what I'm trying to tell you is today ICAI has so many things to offer. It is doing something phenomenal, and people are taking so much advantage of it. People who are only totally engrossed in their own lifestyle, they're not even able to look at it. Chartered accountants should make the most out of all of these that is happening. So let me tell you one, forensic accounting investigation standards. For the world, we are the first one to give out forensic accounting investigation standards. You remember when GST came in 2017,
yes.
And GST was being launched and all. So all the chartered accountants across the country were very happy.
Yeah.
They were beating up like, yes, we will do CA, we will do GST, we will help everyone there. And we did that. So the GST, the success of this act which is till date evolving, an act which is so much dynamic that every time they get into a council room, a new act comes in.
Even now, just
Absolutely.
we had like last couple of days only major changes.
Imagine the audacity, they come and say ki these are the reforms that were much required and they are coming after 2017, which should have been in the first place. They are coming now in 25. And they say this, they have the audacity to say this, and simple things like roti, paratha, chapati, naan on different rates. How crazy is that, But we still, with this madness also, CAs worked day and night. 31st December, most of them would be enjoying. We are filling 9 Cs. So point is, we were so passionate about this then. Then came IBC. IBC was a insolvency bankruptcy code. This brought in the entire dimension of, if you are not a disciplined promoter, if you are an NPA, if you have used money of a bank for some other purposes, I will take away your company from you. The biggest business house of India, SR, ESSAR, is reduced to zero, which had shipping, which had steel, which had power, which had ports. Yes. It's now zero, it's gone. You see Bhushan, it's gone.
Bhushan Steel.
Yeah, it's gone. So many of them, the dirty dozen that I told you, it is all because of the IBC. Now, now what has happened is this government has created a sense of discipline among the promoters. Now if you err, we'll take away your company. So they are all scared. And IBC, for all purposes, is a fabulous act.
Absolutely.
For us, it is a huge, huge opportunity. But very few people caught up to that. Now today, DPDP Act has come. It is the Digital Personal Data Protection Act.
So important in the AI age now. Every data is getting, like, everything is in public. Yeah. So
and you know the best part about this act? It has nothing to do with to protect your personal data.
Huh?
Yes.
But
that's the fabulous part of this, So more about it, but it's a very big opportunity because the penalty that can be levied for misuse of data. So even if I allege you कि बस आपने data मेरा misuse किया है, I can give you a notice of around 250 crores.
Achha.
That is the penalty. In the act, it is prescribed that in case of a breach of a data by a data fiduciary, it can be up to 250 crore. You can actually ask, you can raise this issue. So what I'm trying to tell you is, suppose if you were to cross a traffic signal today, what is the value of that traffic signal? It is the challan.
Exactly.
So if I'm breaching the data today, what is the value of that? At least this penalty about 250 crores. So my data is worth 250 crores today.
It's huge. But that's also important.
Forget it. I'm saying ki whatever comes to the table, even if I get 10 lakhs, I'm okay. What I'm trying to tell you is there's a huge scope of litigation now in this and a huge opportunity because no one else knows this. It's us who will be able to actually all the dimensions, all the parameters in DPDP are actually drafted for chartered accountants. But we'll have to make that first move. Unfortunately, what is happening is, we're all occupied by these deadlines, by these so many things. Like for example, today, ICAI made disclosure of balance sheets in a formats for all non-corporate entities. Now, this is by far, I believe, one of the best moves by the ICAI.
Simple किया, complicated किया.
No, what has happened is now what we are trying to say is कंपनीज तो फॉर्मेट में बैलेंस शीट देती थी. अब जो नॉन कॉर्पोरेट एंटिटीज है, प्रोप्राइटर्स हैं, पार्टनरशिप्स हैं, LLPs हैं, ये सब जो भी है इधर उधर की जितनी भी एंटिटीज हैं, ये सब कुछ भी अकाउंट्स देते थे. LLP ने मतलब इनकम एक्सपेंडिचर बना दिया, ये करा दिया, वो कोई भी ट्रेडिंग मतलब अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड नहीं लगा रहा, कुछ नहीं लगाना. बट नाउ ICAI said if you want to get it audited by a chartered accountant, please provide that in a format.
Got it.
Two things. One, huge consultancy and advisory now. Huge discipline. इतना सारा अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिलेगा क्योंकि आपको अब मालूम पड़ेगा कि कितना गैप है इसके रिसीवेबल में, कितना गैप है इसके क्रेडिटर्स में, कितना गैप है इसके इन्वेंट्रीज में, कितना अच्छा है इसका मैं, because if I'm presenting my financials in a very good format, probably I can get a better source of financing. तो उसकी इंटरेस्ट रेट कम करा सकता हूँ, कितना वैल्यू ऐड कर सकते हो, और प्लस इसको एक्सपोर्ट रेडी करा सकता हूँ मैं. इसके आई कैन मेक देम एम्पावर विद सब्सिडीज. इतनी सब्सिडीज है. सपोज आज ये यहाँ पर काम कर रहा है, भिवंडी में काम कर रहा है, या वसई नाला सुपारा में कुछ काम कर रहा है, मैं उसको बोलूँगा वाड़ा में चले जा, एटलीस्ट तेरे को 80 करोड़ की सब्सिडी अभी के अभी बैक टू बैक मिल जाएगी. मतलब इफ़ यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग अबाउट इन अ प्लांट, इन अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ टेक्सटाइल इन वसई, और अगर आपका 150 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट है, वो सेम चीज़ आपका 80 करोड़ में हो जाएगा इफ़ यू आर डूइंग इन वाड़ा विच इज़ जस्ट 1 hour अवे, बिकॉज ऑफ द सब्सिडीज. आप सोचो इतना बड़ा फूड पार्क बन रहा है परभणी में, नांदेड़ में, उस एरिया में क्लस्टर डी है, ये सारे डेवलपमेंट्स हैं. पॉइंट इज नो वन इज अवेयर. अब क्या होगा कि मेरी बैलेंस शीट्स अगर इस फॉर्मेट में आ गई तो बैंकर्स, NBFC सब मुझे अच्छे से लोन भी दे पाएंगे.
So ये दोनों का win-win है. Actually for the finance person also it's a win-win, and for the companies also it's a win-win.
For a finance person it is the great win because this is no one else's job now. It is only a chartered accountant's territory. मेरा पूरा डोमेन अथॉरिटी मेरा इस पे है कि अब सिर्फ मैं कर सकता हूँ. क्योंकि फॉर्मेट्स हर किसी को आता नहीं है, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड हर किसी को आता नहीं. इंडेस तो भूल जाओ. तो जितने फेक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स हैं, जितने इधर उधर के जो एडवाइजर्स हैं जो CA बन के काम करते हैं, या फिर वो काम कर देते हैं कोई सीनियर CA से ठप्पा करवा देते हैं, वो सब बंद हो जाएगा. बिकॉज नाउ इट इज़ अ प्योरली अ CA फंक्शन. और बिजनेसमैन, अभी प्रोमोटर्स, अभी आपको बताता हूँ, MSMEs जितने भी हमको मिलते हैं बोलते हैं कि सर हमको लगता है CAs बहुत महंगे होते हैं, ये है वो. हमने एक MSME क्लिनिक चालू किया है. हर फ्राइडे को ICAI के कोई ना कोई प्रीमाइस में एक MSME क्लिनिक है. आप उधर जाओ, कोई भी एंटरप्रेन्योर आओ, उसको जो एडवाइजरी चाहिए उधर वो मिलेगा. उसको जो क्वेश्चन पूछना पूछो, फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. दे शुड नो दैट वी आर वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सोशली मोस्ट एंग्रॉस्ड पीपल हु आर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटिंग ओवर टाइम. मतलब जितना कमाता नहीं हो उससे ज़्यादा कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट कर लेते हैं हम लोग विद आवर टाइम, मनी एंड एनर्जी, ऑल थ्री. पॉइंट इज नो वन रियलाइजेज दिस फैक्ट. एंड सी वी आर, बिकॉज ऑफ आवर डिसिप्लिनरी मैकेनिज्म, बिकॉज ऑफ आवर एथिक्स, बिकॉज ऑफ आवर DNA, वी आर वन ऑफ दोज पीपल हु विल, before doing a big
advertisement, we need to have
nothing, we don't, our code of ethics are so strong. Before doing anything wrong, we will have 10 times we'll think about,
absolutely,
can I do that or not.
But there is also a flip side of it. There are many CAs who are on the good side, there are many CAs who are also not on the good side.
Correct, absolutely.
So
that is what makes the society, no?
Yeah.
See, otherwise if everything is good, then what is your value then, you will always find those people, and see, you never know, understand Nidhi, कि किसके पास क्या बैकग्राउंड चल रहा है, किसके लाइफ में क्या चल रहा है. देयर आर सो मेनी स्टोरीज गोइंग ऑन इन लाइफ. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, you recently a chartered accountant who committed suicide, a young 32-year-old guy. उसको जब इन्वेस्टिगेट पता किया तो उसको मालूम पड़ा कि he had swindled money worth around 40-50 crores from clients and given to his lover.
Oh.
That lover would have given that money to another person of his, who lost all this money in gambling, in this what do you call media, what is that, Dream 11 and all of this, gaming companies. Now imagine this country, something which is pure luck based is being translated as skill based and is on the as a sponsor of our Indian national team. Imagine sports which binds the youth, which inspires the youth, which encourages the youth, which talks about good things, physical fitness, integrity, team bonding, all of this. There I am saying कि नहीं आओ गेम करो, गेमिंग कंपनी में खेलो, ये करो. What is that? Is that, well, I don't know how did that happen, but it was happening. Good that it has been banned today.
Yeah, government has already taken that action.
Youth is lost today in these gaming, online gaming, in these online frauds, in this TikTok, Snapchat shits, in drugs and in porn. They are massively involved today. The leadership, the Honorable Prime Minister says that we've got a very good demography, youth asset and all. But unfortunately, as I move across the country as a Central Council member, I'm telling you, if a student See, our course is no donation, no allocation, no reservation.
That is great.
One of the best courses in this country, and anyone on this earth can do that course. Plus, he will be empowered to do anything that he wants to do in his life. There is no restriction, there is no limitation. He is free to do anything, everything. You will find chartered accountants in almost every space, including space. The part is these people will have to gear up. The youth. So our chartered accountants are missing the bus when they don't follow ICAI, when they don't follow what is new, what is happening in ICAI. There's so many offerings. One has to just, with technology advancement.
It's everything on fingertips, no? You can just go online,
Absolutely.
see what's happening. So I think the key message which we're taking away, lot of opportunities out there, lot of benefits. Follow ICAI. So Arpit, you shared us so many great initiatives which you are working on and which ICAI has it for us. We learned so much from you about entire forensic. Now there are some fun questions which we want to tap in and also go deeper into, and no filters. Huh?
Okay.
So tell me something, your first love.
I would say my bike.
Your bike?
Yeah, I love bikes.
Okay. Tell me one mistake which you regret till now.
So it's also regarding my first love. I started driving very early, and I actually hit a school-going girl. She bled from her ears. I ran. Why? I don't know why I ran, but I was afraid. I could have stopped, but they were from like the local BMC schools and all. It took the hell out of me that what if these people could gang up and do something.
Scary. Oh my god.
But that girl's face, or crying face, she has those two ponytails, that blue color striped uniform, and her ear was bleeding. I hope I almost prayed every day that she's all right.
Yeah, she will be all right.
I'm sure she must be, but yeah.
Yes. Acha, tell me something. What's secret? What's your success secret?
Okay, manipulation.
What?
I learned this from from one of my mentors, and he was like, I learned the art of manipulation very, very early and very, very smartly. And by manipulation I mean it's like whenever you are in a situation, आपने वो सुना होगा ना, ओम शांति ओम में डालोगे, अगर आप किसी भी चीज को चाहो
दिल से चाहो तो मिल जाता है. हाँ.
ये उसका एक अलग टेक है. सी आप और मैं ना रियलिस्टिक आइडियलिस्टिक चीजें को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे. वी आर इन अ वर्ल्ड, कलयुग जो बोलते हैं, वी आर इन अ वर्ल्ड दैट थिंग्स विल कम इन अ नेगेटिव सेंस ओनली टू अस. तो इसलिए मैं जब नेगेटिव बोलता हूँ ना, तो जैसे आप ट्रेन में, लोकल ट्रेन में हम बहुत ट्रैवल करते थे, तो कितनी बार होता था कि टिकट नहीं था हमारे पास, पास नहीं होता था, एक्सपायर हो गया या टिकट नहीं था, और हम लोग पहुंच जाते थे. और जिस समय मालूम पड़ गया कि टिकट नहीं है, उस दिन हम पकड़े ही जाते थे. पता है क्यों? बिकॉज यू आर एक्चुअली प्रेइंग दैट आई एम कॉट. आप हमेशा प्रे करते थे टीसी ना मिल जाए, टीसी ना मिल जाए. हाँ. और ना डिस्काउंट कर दो आप, तो टीसी मिल जाए, टीसी मिल जाए.
Rather than praying TC ना मिल जाए, आपको नहीं देंगे.
So every time you have to manipulate your thought so that you are not saying the negative. मतलब what you want to happen, what you want as a outcome, you have to say that in words.
Arpit, if I give you a billboard, a giant billboard, and you can write anything, what would you write?
I would like to write nest.
Nest?
Yes. NEST.
What do you mean by that?
N is networking.
Okay.
E is entrepreneurship. S is spirituality or soft skills. And T is technology. These are the 4 pillars that anyone will require today to become successful.
Wow, I will remember this nest. And just the last one. See, I've been really stalking all your Instagram, your LinkedIn, etc. Following you so much, and every day I see a very interesting post. You also do podcasts like me, right?
Yes.
So much is happening. You're posted on AI series. You have also posted on communications, and there are many, right? So what's really all about it? Like, where you're going from there?
I don't know. What is happening is I'm largely influenced by people around me. They send me some queries, and if I feel that I need to address them a lot. So, like for example, when you asked me, you have there's always a flip side. There are good people, chartered accountants are passionate, सब कुछ ठीक है. But there are some wrong people as well. A handful, but they bring in bad name and all. So I believe there is a terminology called as mice. What is MICE?
Tell me more.
M is money. I is ideology. Ideology मतलब money मतलब आप corruption समझ लो.
Yes.
I is ideology मतलब आपको
Ideologies match नहीं हो रही.
forcefully नहीं convert कर दिया गया है या आपको brain wash कर दिया गया है या आपको बोल दिया गया. C is coercion. Coercion मतलब आपको blackmail किया जा रहा है. आपको you are put at a knife to shoot someone or something, whatever your family is at, whomever that you love are. And last is ego. अगर आपके ईगो पे आ गया और आपने ये कर दिया, मतलब यू नो बहुत बार ट्रबल्ड लवर्स जो होते हैं दे किल ईच अदर ईगो की वजह से, एंड देन दे रियलाइज व्हाट आई हैव डन, इट्स अ मिस्टेक. सो माइस मतलब कुछ भी हो जाए, वी हैव टू कीप आइडेंटिफाइंग माइस इन आवर लाइव्स. मतलब आप अपना ढूंढते रहो कि यार ये चूहा है, इससे दूर रहना है,
निकाल दो.
द मोमेंट यू विल stay far. Yes and so there is a technique called as movers.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so MOVERS. I think we all should, since we are thinking animals ourselves, we should actually indulge ourselves into this terminology called movers on a daily basis. M is meditation.
Meditation.
Next is ocean breathing. You know, you take deep breaths in. As I told you, we did one exercise to identify how wrong we are. So you do an ocean breathing. That is, you take a deep breath in, hold it for some time, and then exhale slowly. That is required for your diaphragm. You know, it's required. V is visualization. You visualize. एक बहुत ही पावरफुल टेक्निक है, नारायण रेकी आप सुनेंगे, राज दीदी करके हैं जो आई फॉलोअर, माई मदर इज आर्डेंट फॉलोअर, सो उनकी वजह से मैं भी सुनता रहता हूँ. शी बिलीव्स इन दिस विजुअलाइजेशन टेक्निक. She always says that, you know, visualize that you have won the Central Council elections and you've gone through. She was a great source of support in these tough times for me, and that worked. See, if it wouldn't have worked, maybe I wouldn't have believed in it, but it works. Yeah. And therefore I'm saying it works. So visualize, believe in the power of visualization, and your brain, if it is visualizing something, it can create it. I'm telling you, 100% it can create it. Then is exercise. Of course, you do some physical exercises, which unfortunately most of us are skipping. Last two are very important: reading and scribing. You know, journaling, write something. So movers is what is important.
Yeah, so let's all move. Okay, anything closing from you, or any last one line which you want us to take away from you?
आँखों में आंसू है तो मुस्कान भी है. धागे में गांठ है तो संधान भी है. धागा होता है ना, धागा, उसमें जब गांठ लग जाती है तो फेंकना ही पड़ता है, कुछ काम का नहीं होता है. वो धागा से मैं एक्चुअली स्टिच करके मैं एक बढ़िया एम्ब्रॉयडरी बना सकता हूँ. एक फटा हुआ कपड़ा को मैं सही सील के, हो सकता है बहुत हेल्प ले सकता हूँ. और वही धागे को अगर मैं सीधा एक धनुष पे प्रत्यंचा की तरह संधान बना दूँ तो मैं दूर से दूर के लक्ष्य को भी भेज सकता हूँ. ताकत मेरे को धनुष में उस धागे से आती है. आंखों में आंसू है तो मुस्कान भी है, धागे में गांठ है तो संधान भी है. हर सिक्के के होते हैं दो पहलू. जीवन में अगर समस्या है तो समाधान भी है.
वाह, फैबुलस. अर्पित, इतना अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. इनफैक्ट मैंने बहुत लर्न किया, एंड आई एम श्योर एवरीवन हु विल बी वाचिंग दिस, he and she will take lot and lot from you. So thank you so much, Arpit.
Thank you.